The banking industry is bracing for change thanks to the all-powerful digital revolution.
The financial technology, or fintech, is really changing the way fundamentally that customers interact with their bank.
Banking expert Rob Morgan says customers expect the same type of digital access to banking as they get with other important services.
Take a second to think about it. I can get my mail on here, order dinner, even hail a cab. And now, thanks to financial technology, I can also access my money.
In terms of banks and non-banks in the space, there are a number of players. And really, banks are looking pretty actively to partner in the space. So banks are looking, and as are these new companies, to work together to deliver the customer the best experience.
Apple, Google, Amazon, the tech giants are all on board. Most are starting off with digital payment apps.
They believe that this modernization of the banking sector is going to make financial services more accessible, more affordable, and ultimately more secure.
Brian Peters is with Financial Innovation Now, an organization that represents Apple, Amazon, Google, Intuit, and PayPal.
I think whenever you have a little bit of competition and a little bit of change, it's tough. People need a little bit of time to accommodate. But this change is coming. It's coming quickly. It's here now. And we're here to help policymakers understand why this is good for consumers.
While they may be a little late to the party, major banks have entered this new reality.
You see banks all across the spectrum investing in things like innovation labs, where they're delivering these new products directly to customers.
While banks are competing in this space, they face an uphill battle. According to the Harris research firm, 77% of consumers have a positive impression of the tech industry, compared to 35% who feel good about the financial industry.
We see a lot of partnerships. So it could be characterized as a big battle between Wall Street and Silicon Valley. But at the end of the day, we actually see a lot more nuance. There will be some skirmishes, and we're going to have a great, robust discussion about how to enable this technological future. But we're excited about it.
Those skirmishes seem to be taking the shape of regulations. The tech industry wants breathing room for young startups, while the banking industry believes its new competitors should follow the same rules that it does.
Today, there are a lot of rules and regulations in place that provide protections for consumers. And you need to make sure that those protections are being applied equally across the board.
We're hopeful that policymakers can find ways to minimize some of the early regulatory impact that they may face so that they can at least get off the ground, prove their business model, and actually bring something to market.
Security is a major concern of consumers when it comes to these new digital financial services. But Peter says your cell phone will eventually provide better protection of your information than a debit or credit card.
When you think about making a payment or storing financial information on your smartphone, that smartphone is encrypted in a variety of ways. To gain access to it on the later models now, you have to use biometric fingerprint authentication. Because of all that additional security, you have now both greater convenience and greater security. That didn't exist before.
Some of the most popular new services include Venmo, Google Wallet, and Apple Pay. They allow you to transfer money and buy products without ever stepping into a bank or pulling out your credit card. This especially appeals to the millennial generation. According to Viacom Media, 73% of millennials prefer using digital services than going to a bank.
I think you can use your smartphone for everything. I use my Venmo app, I use my Bank of America app, just everything can be done on my phone, which is great.
My bank doesn't have any physical locations. I really do all of mine on my phone.
But it's not millennials who stand to gain the most from this technology.
There is a proportionally bigger opportunity to help older generations, because if you can't get around very easily, if you're in a small town where the bank branch is far away, managing your finances can be tough.
I recently got my grandfather hooked on taking care of some of his finances digitally.
Hi, Poppy.
Hey, babe.
A few visits ago, I set you up with some new ways to do your banking. Why were you interested in doing your banking digitally?
Well, it seemed to be convenient and fast. Also, it seemed to be cheap, no stamps, no envelopes. And the security was good because it has had two passwords, one to get into the smartphone and one to get in the account. So all of those reasons, and they all proved out, too. I find out all the time that there's new things that I can apply and play with, and it's fun and it's also interesting.
Despite battles on Capitol Hill, both the banks and tech industry agree that ultimately the consumer will be the winner. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Washington.